Welcome students to Rice and to the information session about the Oshman Engineering Design Kitchen and our freshman engineering design program. We're so happy to have you here at Rice, and we wish we could be doing this session in person, but we aren't able to, so we're doing it this way. The first thing I wanted to do was to introduce myself and have a couple of my colleagues introduce themselves. My name is Dr. Maria Oden. I'm the faculty director of the Oshman Engineering Design Kitchen, and I've been doing that job for about 11 years since the Design Kitchen opened. And I am incredibly passionate about providing opportunities for our undergraduate engineering students to be engineers while they're learning to be engineers by working on real-world projects. Dr. Hunter, can you introduce yourself?
Yes, hello students. I'm Dr. Deirdre Hunter. I am a lecturer at the Oshman Engineering Design Kitchen. Students always call it the OEDK. I teach in the freshman year program and also throughout the engineering design minor. I've been with Rice for 3.5 years now, and I have the most awesome job because I get to work with really inspiring students working on creative design challenges. So welcome to Rice.
Lee Aiden, could you introduce yourself?
Sure. Hi, I'm Lee Aiden Luke, and I'm the engineering design coordinator. And my goal is to help students navigate through the OEDK and engineering design minor throughout their 4 years.
Fantastic, thank you. Because we are not doing a live session, I just wanted to emphasize that you should feel free to contact any of us with questions. And also, I'm going to be presumptuous and assume that the students that you'll meet later in this presentation would be willing to answer your questions as well. As I mentioned, the Design Kitchen is focused on enabling our undergraduate students to solve real-world design projects. And students work in teams and they have clients. And this is a really essential feature of being an engineer, the ability to solve real problems in the face of constraints. And so if you think about OEDK, you think about problem solving as an engineer. At the Design Kitchen, we have all sorts of programs and facilities and resources for our students. We are considered really a service center for our students, any student at Rice that's working on an engineering design challenge. We have all sorts of events throughout the year, and we will continue to have events this year, even if they might look slightly different. We have around the kitchen table dinners, we have fabrication workshops, other things to teach our students how to use the tools. So just be on the lookout for fun and engaging opportunities at the OEDK. A key feature of working on engineering design challenges is working in teams. And I know many of you freshmen may or may not have had great team experiences in your prior high school years. Often our students come to Rice and they were expected to carry a big load on their teams. And one of the things that you will learn by working on engineering design challenges with other students is how to be a good team member and a good team leader, and the things that you can do to work effectively in teams. And as an engineer in industry, pretty much all of your work will be in teams. So this is absolutely essential for you. We also will push you really hard, harder than you might like at sometimes, around communication. It is critically important as an engineer to be able to explain your ideas to a wide audience. And so we at OEDK and in the classes will be constantly challenging you to excel in different modalities of communication. You shouldn't be scared away by this. You should look at this as an opportunity because later when you're trying to get a job, the most important thing you're going to want to communicate about is yourself and your engineering skills. And the tools that we give you by working on these projects will enable this to be, you to be really successful in this as well. We have a huge prototyping workspace. The OEDK is 20,000 square feet. We have 76 design tables. Tables are assigned to teams for the semester or for the year, so you will have a place where your team can work on your project. And we look forward to welcoming you to the Design Kitchen this fall. At the Design Kitchen, we have all sorts of tools and supplies. And what we like to say is that the Design Kitchen is about reducing the barriers for our students to solve their engineering design tasks. So all of these tools are not going to solve your engineering design challenge. That's what you do as the engineer. But these tools will allow you to prototype, to try out your ideas, to share your ideas with your peers, and ultimately to create a final solution to the challenge that you're given. We also, the last slide showed 3D printers and laser cutters. We also have a very traditional machine shop that many of you will learn how to use the tools in this space as well. Now, Dr. Hunter will talk to you about our freshman opportunity in engineering design.
Yeah, so many of you, whether you visited campus or you're seeing the OEDK in images now here for the first time, you're like, that's a space I want to be involved with. And so freshmen always want to know, how can I get in there? How can I get my hands dirty? How can I learn the skills necessary to use the equipment there? And one of the best ways to do that is through a first-year course called ENGI 120 or FWIS 188. The class is called Introduction to Engineering Design in both of those formats. These classes are an opportunity for first-year students to go through and learn the engineering design process, the step-by-step kind of rigorous process in which engineers undertake to create effective solutions to real-world design challenges. This course is offered both in the fall and the spring format. I would let you know that the seats are limited. This class is really popular. Students will sign up for this very quickly. And once the seats are full, it's kind of, we're at our limit, but it's offered in both semesters. So if you don't get in the first semester, I highly encourage you to try again the second semester. This class will specifically equip you not just in engineering design skills, so creating a design and then prototyping that design. You will build skill sets around using some of the equipment in the OEDK. And maybe the most important skill sets you're going to learn in this class are those communication skills and those teamwork skills. And we really explicitly teach both of these skill sets through this course, such that as you go on in your career at Rice, when you're faced with teamwork and problem solving in other classes, you'll be prepared to make these justifiable decisions. You'll be prepared to get your team on board, to work effectively in that team and communicate effectively the progress on your projects or on any of the work that you're doing in other classes. A lot of students will say that this is maybe a difficult class, but they always say that it's a really rewarding process because it sets them up to succeed in the rest of their classes at Rice. A lot of our students will also say that this class is what ends up getting them other opportunities because they develop the skill set that people are looking for. So it'll be offered on Tuesdays and Thursdays. There's 2 time frames that it's offered at, so the 9:40 time and also at the 11:20 time. We offer, again, both the FWIS 188 version and the ENGI 120 version. These versions of classes are almost identical, very minor differences. The FWIS 188 requires slightly more writing than the other one to fulfill the writing intensive seminar portion of that. But you're both learning the engineering design process and working with real world clients on projects. In this class, students often wonder, like, okay, I'm working on a project. What is this project going to solve? Well, the great news is that every semester, students work with real clients on real world challenges. So we have clients that are doctors in the Houston Medical Center right across the street. We have clients that are NASA. We have clients that are engineering firms across the city or across the state. We have clients that are from other countries, from Mexico to Malawi. We have clients from all over, and they want you to work on their project, and you get to interact with them in a first-hand basis. So they're bringing a real-world challenge to you that hasn't been solved. you're getting to work with them very closely on that project to solve the challenge. And so you're probably thinking, what types of projects are these? Well, there's nobody better to tell you about the projects than the students themselves. So today we have several students with us that are going to tell you a little bit about their project. So first up, I'd like to introduce Ruben Marroquin to talk about his project.
Hello, my name is Ruben Marroquin. I'm a rising sophomore at Roll Rice, class of 2023, and I'm going to be a co-advising at Baker this week. My project, as you can see behind me, sort of, is we had to develop a system to alert pedestrians of oncoming cyclists. And we worked with the Rice Transportation Department on this. And this is a fun project. I got to work with three other students for a 4-person team. And I worked during the spring semester, this past semester. So it was a little interesting because half of it was virtual. But even it being virtual, it was a great experience because I got to learn a lot of how to work in a team, how to document all of our project, how to make sure that we are addressing the issues of the client, as we got to work with them very closely. And this project helped us not only grow as a team, get to know other people from different colleges, but also expose us to the world that is like engineering design. And I feel that this in part helped me get an internship at Intel for my freshman summer, which is exciting. And I definitely think that engineering design, this ENGI 120 course, it's difficult, but it's fun. It's as much fun as you put into it, and you'll definitely get to explore and find out what you truly like about this class.
Hi, I'm Ellie Kaskadze. I'm from McMurtry, and I'll be advising there this week. I'm a mechanical engineering major, considering the engineering design minor, and I was involved in a project in ENGI 120 to create a tool to help defibrillate obese patients. As you can see, we worked with one of the engineering firms in the med center. So we worked closely with engineers there, as well as our faculty advisors and professors at Rice. And so we got a lot of mentorship, which I thought was invaluable. The other invaluable experience I would list along with teamwork is learning how to make defensible decisions. I found that that's very important, not just in our engineering work, but just in general in coursework and part-time jobs or things like that, in which anytime you make some decision and you're able to support it with some reason, it doesn't really matter what it is, people are more receptive to that and take you seriously. So that's been very helpful. This summer I'm actually interning for my ENGI clients. So for me, the internship was more direct result of my ENGI experience, which of course is not a common fact for many people, but it does lead in one way to another to other opportunities, as Ruben said. And I've constantly been surprised in my internship by how similar the real world design process is to exactly what we learned in this class. So it's been very helpful. I would consider it to be the defining experience of my first semester at Rice.
Okay, let's go with Fern.
Hi, I'm Fernanda. I'm an incoming senior at Jones. I'm majoring in electrical engineering and I'm doing the engineering design minor, and I will be advising at Jones during a week. For my project, you can see it behind me. I worked on building a museum exhibit for the Children's Museum of Houston that would educate kids about Bernoulli's principle. I worked on it for 2 semesters, and I also ended up interning at the Children's Museum the summer after freshman year. And I really recommend ENGI 120 because you get experience that you really can't get in a lecture setting, especially in terms of collaboration and learning to use all of the resources that the OEDK has to offer, as well as communication, like Dr. Hunter mentioned, both verbal and written, because you do document your process. And since freshman year, I've worked as a writing mentor at the OEDK for the ENGI 120 course. And that has been really great as well, has taught me about communication. And I do feel like the internships that I've gotten after the Children's Museum internship have also been as a result of this course and how much it's taught me. As for the engineering design minor, all the classes are very interesting and challenging. And not only have they taught me how to use a lot of the tools of the OEDK, but they've also given me a lot of insight into my own future career plans and for other people as well.
Hi, I'm Anna Jorgensen, and this year I'll be a senior at Brown. I'm studying mechanical engineering with a minor in engineering design. And my ENGI 120 project was working with a local speech and language pathologist who worked on difficulties swallowing. So my team and I worked with her to figure out what type of chair would best support the patient, some of whom had muscular dystrophy or other issues that prevented them from sitting up without support. So we were able to design a very flexible, adjustable chair and stool combination. So we made a stool from scratch that had a wide range of heights that it could adjust between. And I think one of the really rewarding things about that was working with the client and actually getting to deliver that project at the end of the semester. Once we had this thing working, we could actually give it to her and have her get to use it. So I think that's a really cool part of ENGI 120 is the potential to create that solution that actually can get used then. ENGI 120 has definitely been a big influence on my life at Rice. I got involved with the summer after. There's a summer experience in engineering design internship that I was a part of. That's 7 weeks at the ODEK. But even now, I'm currently in an internship and directly using those skills that I learned in ENGI 120 about the engineering design process, about how to select a solution and how to best brainstorm to get everybody's ideas to the fullest. And I think that it's really cool, the breadth of toolkit that it gives you to address a problem. So even in courses in class, in different classes at Rice, when you are on a team, you can tell who was in ENGI 120 freshman year and who wasn't, because the people who had gone through ENGI 120 have this huge toolkit of here's a process we can use, here's a way we can think about this, and a way we can address the problem. And I think that's really useful to have. Yeah.
Hi, y'all. My name is Grant. I'm going to be a senior at Baker this year, and I am also studying mechanical engineering, and I'm actually doing the engineering design minor. So my freshman year, I took the FWIS version of ENGI 120 and actually got to work with a student from the Jones Business School who was trying to develop a new way for rock climbers to chalk their hands. So as they're climbing the wall, they've got to get that rock chalk on their hands, and this keeps them from slipping. So we got to work with him. We actually got to go out to climbing gyms. They provided us with a membership to practice and test our device. We got to try climbing. We got to talk to the client and to actual users, and it got us to engage with this whole community and idea that I'd had no idea about, as well as all sorts of branches of engineering that I never thought that I would have to learn, such as who would have thought as a mechanical engineer I would have to learn how to sew or how different sorts of fabrics interact with powders and solids. It's a whole branch that just never gets covered in your classes and is a great experience. So I would definitely recommend this course for any incoming engineer or anyone considering engineering, because frankly, everybody who's a mechanical engineer is going to take statics. Not everybody who's a mechanical engineer gets to say, I got to work as a freshman on developing medical devices for low resource settings. It provides you this unique experience, and every design project you do as an engineer is a tool, as Anna mentioned, for going forward to use towards your next design project. You learn about the types of springs, the types of fabrics, the type of everything that's out there. And that's what this whole course is all about. So this class has created, in my opinion, every opportunity I've had since going through the course. It provided, I did seed with Anna. We actually were on the same team after our freshman year. I then continued to work with that program the year after, and now the internship I'm at, I truly believe I got because I had projects that I'd done through the design minor, because I learned how to do a behavioral interview in the ENGI 120 course. I learned how to present. I learned how to talk to people and communicate. All of these are skills you gain in the class that'll be invaluable to you that you won't learn in your normal engineering education. Yes, you'll hear it's hard, but it's so worth it. And I think just taking this intro class opens wide the world of the OEDK to you, which there's there are limited ways to get in, and this is the easiest way to get in and learn how to use those 3D printers or get your hands dirty. So it's 100% worth your time.
Hi, everyone. My name is Julia. I'm going to be a senior this year at Jones College. I'm studying electrical and computer engineering and doing a minor in neuroscience, but also still really interested in the physical prototype building that you'll find in ENGI 120. So the project you see behind me, this is actually the project I worked on in ENGI 120, and I worked with the Houston Escape Room to create this project. So they gave us this idea to create some unlockable box, like a portable escape room. And so our goal was to build it. And so that's what we did. And it really tested my use of a bunch of engineering skills, from the soft skills, like the engineering design process, where I really learned how to like do a methodical type of design and engineering. And then all the way to stuff like building and actually like making this wood box that you see. So it was a fantastic experience. I actually went on to do the next semester of it. And then also in the summer, I did seed. So I really would recommend ENGI 120. It stretched my, it basically just gave me so much to learn. I learned how to do presentations. I learned how to do the engineering design process. And I would say that it created a lot of opportunities for me. It definitely got me that internship right after my freshman year, but also my sophomore year and my junior year. I was just at Microsoft for the summer doing a virtual one. So it really, really does help you out, especially in the interviews, especially when you're actually working on whatever your project you're going to do for an internship in the future. So would highly recommend taking this class. I love it. I love the professors, and I love the other design mentors in the class. So I hope you enjoy taking this class. It'll be a really, really great time.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much for joining us here to record this little video for our new students. And there was two things that the students mentioned that I want to talk a little bit more about. You heard several students mention the engineering design minor. So this course is a first course towards earning a design minor. Some students take ENGI 120 and they use ENGI 120 to explore other minors or other majors or for internships or other projects. Some students love the course so much that they actually want to get a specialization in engineering design. So we've created a minor such that students can get a credential saying that they are like trained in engineering design methods and processes. Engineering design minor is open to anyone. It particularly matches well with students that are already gaining an engineering major. We'll go to the next slide. Oh, sorry, I thought there was one more slide in there. But the engineering design minor effectively is 6 courses. There's 4 core required classes. In addition to the 4 core required classes, there's 2 elective classes. What's unique about all these courses is that you're working on projects, you're working on with your hands, you're building physical and digital prototypes for these classes. You will see opportunity to work with people beyond your course, so clients and other engineers in all of these classes. Students really feel that these skill sets set them up for the type of careers that might align with engineering design when they leave Rice with this minor. The other thing you heard students talk about was summer experiences. Again, we have valued working with students in 120 so much that we wanted to create other opportunities for them over the summer. So 2 opportunities. One is the SEED internship, which Julia, Anna, and Grant had all talked about. This is a summer internship for rising sophomores, so between freshman and sophomore year. It's hosted at the OEDK, and students get to work with engineering students from other countries. So engineering students that are studying at universities, say in Malawi, Tanzania, Brazil, Mexico, they'll come to the US, they will work in design teams solving design challenges as if you were in an internship working 40 hours a week. It's a way that really stretches you and grows you and prepares you for that next internship. The other program is an opportunity for students that are either in the design minor or thinking about the design minor, to have an opportunity to travel over the summer for maybe somewhere between 4 and 6 weeks and earn 6 credits worth of RICE coursework. So it'll be 2 classes that you'll take. The classes are led by RICE faculty members, and these classes count towards the engineering design minor. So of the 6 classes, there's a way to get 2 out of the way and also travel and see the world. We have programs that go to Sweden, to China, to Mexico, and we're always working on developing new relationships. Yes, these courses were canceled this past year because of COVID-19. We are working hard to prepare for future summers. So just because it was canceled this summer doesn't mean it's going away. We are working to continue, when it's safe again, to take students on these international experiences. So look out for more information, probably late fall into the spring, about what might happen next summer, depending on kind of this situation that we have in our world as we know now. So, Maria, did you have something you wanted to add?
I don't. I think I'm so happy that you heard from the students that were here. And we just reiterate that if you have any questions, to reach out to any of us here to ask questions. I think we'll end with one more. Oh, go ahead.
I have one question.
Go ahead,
I think students might be asking, is this class going to be virtual, dual mode, or online, or face-to-face this coming semester? So this course will be offered in dual mode, although we're putting heavy emphasis on face-to-face interactions. We're highly encouraging students that are on campus to take this class and participate in the classroom with us. We're going to do this in a safe way, so there will be rotations, and but students that register for this class and are on campus, we expect that you'll be in the OEDK working with the tools in a safe environment that we're trying to create there for us. Students that are remote students this semester, you can participate in the course this semester. We're asking that you participate synchronously, so that you would attend class during class time. And we will do our best to form teams that can work effectively and strongly together based on the students that are available, that register for the class. So if you have more specific questions about that, feel free to email me, and I can answer more specific questions there.
I just thought perhaps we could just end with one last video that was sent in by a student, unless any of our students have something that they would like to add.
I think Anna wanted to mention one thing.
Right.
Okay.
Going along with what Dr. Hunter was saying about participating in class, I think this class also has a pretty unique structure where it involves kind of a flipped classroom approach, where you watch some of the course content of kind of lecture type content outside of class. And then during class time, it's very interactive. So you'll be having conversations with the people next to you or in breakout rooms, depending on the format, and getting both interactive activities during class and during the second half of the semester, prototyping time. So you can actively be working on your prototypes during class, and you get that support from design mentors and from the professors floating between you and offering suggestions as you go and seeing how things are going. So I think that's another cool aspect of ENGI 120 that I don't often see in other classes.
Thank you to all of the students who participated in this session. I think what we'll do is I'll show this last video and then we will end the session. So I really appreciate everybody who participated, and those of you who are watching who made it to the end of this video. I hope you know by now that we want to see you joining us at the OEDK.
Hi, I'm Scott. I'm a senior bioengineer from Duncan. 3 years ago, I took ENGI 120 and my team was tasked with building a portable incubator for water safety testing in rural Mexico. Following the semester, we continued the project and actually traveled to San Cristobal for 2 weeks to deliver our device to our clients. It was an incredible opportunity to learn to prototype in the field and address an actual problem. Even though I'm now pursuing a career in research, the skills I gained in ENGI 120 are invaluable. Whether it's designing custom lab equipment or working in a team, ENGI 120 taught me to independently pick up technical skills and communicate well with others. As long as you're an engineer, people will expect you to be able to design and prototype. Many will also expect you to have a few projects under your belt. I highly recommend ENGI 120 as the first step towards getting those skills and experience.
Awesome, students. Well, welcome to Rice. Welcome to the School of Engineering, and we hope that we get to welcome you to the OEDK next week.